Good morning. This is Margaret at the University of Sewing. And guess who's with me?
Hi.
Alice is with me. So today we have just a tremendous amount of stuff we want to share with you. Remember, Facebook Live on Fridays is about Bernina. So we have a lot of Bernina news. And we have a lovely little giveaway for today. This is something you could use on both your home sewing machine or on your serger. And what we've got right now is this beautiful glamour thread from Wonderful. What's the weight on this? It's a 12 weight, isn't it?
It is.
A 12 weight thread, and it has this beautiful sparkle. There's at least one on the table. I thought here we go. This shows it off in the silver. Look how gorgeous that is. So this works really well in your serger, but it is also going to be something you could use with a little bit wider eyed needle on your sewing machine if you wanted to, or you could put it in your bobbin. So this is our giveaway for today, guys. Now, do you remember what to do to get the prize? So do you remember what to do?
I do. You have to share, and then you have to post it that you shared.
So what you're going to do is make sure you hit the share button on Facebook, and that'll put it in your feed. And then in the comments section, if you will please just write the word shared, then we'll know you shared it, because a lot of us have our privacy settings set up.
Like Kathy?
Like Kathy does every time. She's
Morning,
such
Kathy.
a doll. But we can see your comments, but we can't necessarily see you shared. And that's a good thing. I mean, we want to have that done. So this month in April is Serger month or Overlocker month. Now remember, those two words are basically the same. They refer to the machines that do these wonderful overcast stitches. And they also, the L890 also does cover stitch features. So we're going to talk about that here for a second. We've got some great deals for you, and I'm going to come around here and make sure you really understand what you're going to get. So if you just want a serger, this is going to do your rolled hems and your overcast stitches. And actually what's really kind of cool is, maybe I shouldn't do that right now. I'm not going to change hers on here. Oh, I just did it. So it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So if you go through here, what's really fun is that look at all the stitches that you get with this machine. There are all these different stitches. So I believe what I just noticed is there's 12 different stitches on the L860. Did you know that if you buy this now, you will get a free Laura Star lift. Now this is the Laura Star lift. It is, I'm showing you on a steam cart. And so the steam cart, look at how I can move my iron around wherever I need it. And if you have a need to iron someplace other than just in one area of your sewing room, this makes it really super simple to move around. And you are going to get free Laura Star lift with either the purchase of an L860, which is your serger, or the combo machine, the L890, which does both cover stitching and serging features. So you can do if you're wanting to do clothes, this one is going to do it from beginning to end. Really nice. Alice and I both are huge fans of this machine. We both have one, and we really enjoy using it. It's just wonderful for knits. Everybody's scared of knits until you use one of these machines, and then you realize knits are easy to sew. But you really do need the proper equipment to do the good job you want to do.
Now, what about the person who's never really sat down with one, Margaret?
Well, I'm going to tell you an unbelievable story. I have 3 customers who about L890s have never been to a class. The amazing thing about these machines is that when you pick out a stitch and you want to go to do it, you can just come over here and you can pick one and look at the screen. I picked the stitch I want. Now it's telling me everything to do. And in here, it also has videos. So what happens for you is, yes, I do recommend you actually take a class, because you will learn a lot and it'll help you get better. It'll make things easier. And we do offer our mastery classes on these machines. In fact, we have one scheduled I believe it's either at the end of the month or the beginning of March, or May. I keep on wanting to get March and May mixed up for some reason today. Anyway, my point being that you are going to be able to get the classes right away. We will show you how to use these machines. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with them. It is really interesting because when you go to do any of this, like I said, this guided mode that we have right here in the blue is just going to take you through and help you. And that is on both these machines. It is going to make owning one of these so much more of a pleasure for you. You will really enjoy it.
You've talked about the classes, but let's say I really want to try it first. Do I have that opportunity?
Of course. So what we would love to have you do, if you want to come and, you know what? One of the best ways to have like the most in-depth kind of demo experience is come to the mastery class.
Yes.
Come to the mastery class and you can go and walk through all the different parts of it before you even buy it. And you can make sure that this is the machine you want to use and get, and that you're going to have the best experience with it. Now, if you don't want to take that time out, because they're about 3 to 4 hours, and that's okay, we're not offended by that. But if you just want to come in and have a demo, we always have one sitting out, and we're happy to show it to you. And it really is a fun machine. So you can use it for wovens, you can use it for knits. We've got the knit t-shirt class coming up.
We do.
This would be a wonderful opportunity if you get one that you can just immediately get into a project class and learn how to use your machine too.
Oh, so, guess who just said once you try it, you'll want to take one home?
Who is that?
Oh, it's a traveler. She's in the airport watching.
Oh,
Denise.
Is that Benita?
No, Denise.
Denise. Ah, okay. Well, we miss you, so I hope you're going to come back home and visit us. So, no, it really is amazing. And a lot of people who thought that they would never own a Serger, once they sit down at this, they find out that it really is much easier to use than they thought. And they're trying all kinds of new things, like Denise. Denise never thought she would get into clothes. She thought that that wasn't going to be something she would do. And so she's been really pleased, I think, because she's been able to make some really cute clothes for her daughters. It's been really a fun experience. So, again, did you know that this lift is a $900 value? So you're going to get a free $900 gift.
Why does a person want one?
Well, I will tell you the amount of steam that comes out of a Lorastar is fascinating, and it's a different kind of steam. Yesterday, I was helping back in our tailoring section, and I was doing some ironing, and I went, oh my goodness, I am so spoiled. I went out to the Lorastar and used it instead because I was able to get really crisp, beautiful hems done. I was able to make all of my ironing took a quarter of the time it was taking with my industrial iron. I was shocked at how much I loved this. And I will tell you that in the time we've been in business doing our tailoring and alteration work, we go through an industrial iron every year. They're not even fixable. It has a warranty on it.
Wow.
They fix them. And you know what? We've been using our Lorastar now for over a year. And I would say that as long as you take care of it, you want to descale them on a regular basis, you want to keep them clean, you are going to love this machine because it has a beautiful amount of steam. It has 2 heat controls, so you can set it at 2 different heat settings. If you put it on this lift, it's not any big deal to carry around wherever you're going because all I have to do is roll it. Very nice. And look at the nice little thing up here so you can hang your clothes off of it. It steams and it irons, which is a lovely combination. And the heat is the steam is double heated so that is creating, 1, it kills bacteria, and 2, it dries much faster. And so you're not having to really be playing with that a whole bunch. Did you notice the beautiful threads we've got here? Maybe you already have your Lorastar, not your Lorastar, but you may already have your Serger. I want to make sure that you know we carry Madeira's Aerolock thread, and we have that in all the different colors it comes in. We also have woolly nylon. It is the only woolly nylon on the market that actually stretches. It's YLI. I have tried all the other brands. None of them stretch. This one does.
So if people aren't familiar with that, what do you use it for?
You would want to use that in any, okay, say you were doing a hem on a pair of leggings. Well, you need it to stretch. So you're going to put the woolly nylon in your loopers to make sure that those things stretch and you don't break your stitches. Because even if you aren't familiar with using it this way, you can also, say you don't have a serger or cover stitch machine, what you can also do is put this in your bobbin for your home domestic machine, and you use something like your stitch number 11 for Bernina users. Look at your stitch number 11, and that is, if you do stitch number 11, it's your stretch stitch. And so what you can do is you can go ahead, use that in the bobbin, and it'll make your stitch on your machine stretchy. And try that out with a knit. Do it with a scrap first and make sure it's going to work. But the number 11 stitch is a little micro zigzag. And that one usually works pretty good.
Yeah.
So we also have out here our spaghetti and fruity threads. They are 12 weight. We have some beautiful kits available here that you can get for serging or other decorative stitching. You don't have to just use it for that. We have whole packages of Glamour. I want to make sure you knew about those. We also have some beautiful new variegated thread. Now, this is actually for quilting, and we're going to show you in a minute our new Arrow quilt display. But we've used it for serging and for top stitching. Look at the serging thread on here. Look how beautiful this is, guys. That's what we did to do this coat. And it was using this Aerolock, or it's not Aerolock, excuse me. It's the Arrow quilt thread, and it does gorgeous stitching. You can use it, because it's so strong, you can use it for machine quilting, you can use it for serging, and you can use it for regular sewing.
And then when we had the embroidery event, ladies picked it out, even the variegated stuff, and they used it in their embroidery. It was a triple stitch, so it came out heathered, but it went in the embroidery machine beautifully.
So we have this new Madeira thread that I'm really pleased with. I have used it now several times to do several different quilts, and you know what? When your thread doesn't break and it's strong and it works, I'm pretty happy with that. So, okay, we're going to come over. Now, those sales I just told you about, but I want to tell you about two other sales. Maybe you are experienced with sergers, but maybe what you've got is an inexpensive serger. You saw it at some place, not to be named, and it was $400 or $500. Well, you know what you got. It's kind of just barely working for you. We have two machines here right now that are at a wonderful price. We have got our L850, which is our workhorse traditional serger from Bernina. No air threading in this though. So, but if you're used to a serger and that doesn't bother you, this machine at this price, it is a third off. You cannot beat that. Unbelievable price.
Does it come with training?
It comes with training. All of our sewing machines come with training. Guess what we also have right here, guys? The Big Book of Serging. If you decided to get a Bernette serger or a Bernina serger, this book has all the information you need to do a really good job on your serger and be able to help you. Yes, it does have a picture of an L890 on it, but is not just for the L890 owners. It talks about the Bernette sergers, a 42, a 48. It talks about all those machines. And so don't be scared of that. Go ahead and get that if you haven't got one yet. It's a really good deal. Then we have the Air Threading 850. Now, do you notice what's not here? No computer. So it's not going to preset your tensions. It's not going to preset anything for you. You're going to have to do that. But it does have the air threading capability, and it is at a fabulous price. This machine is also a third off. It's normally $37.49. Right now, it's only $24.99. That is the best price of the year. You are not going to get it for a better price. It has the air threading, and of course, both of these machines, even at this amazing price, you are going to get all that education.
And what about service on the L series?
We do all the servicing in-house, guys.
And where did Aaron just get back?
Aaron just got back. He got a whole bunch of training on the L series, so we can take care of that for you. So it's very exciting. Guess who's, my machine's going to be the first in line for him. He's going to be working on that. He's going to get it all cleaned out, and he's going to get it oiled, and it's going to be ready to go. And you know what? Those machines are just lovely, and sometimes they need some adjustments after we've used them for a while, and he knows how to do them now. So that's pretty. And you know, your first servicing, you know, all the ways you look at the prices of things we do here, remember what's included. It's not just the sale price you're getting. You're also going to get your education. You get your first servicing for free. And that is a $129.95 deal on the Serger. So really good deal on that. So you're getting all kinds of things with that. You're not just getting the machine. You know, a lot of times people go out and they buy something online and they think that that's going to fix the world because it just brought it to them for a cheap price.
Yeah.
But they don't get any education. They don't get any kind of service. And then when they don't work, who do you go to?
Yeah.
So if you've got a friend who's saying, oh, well, I can get it cheaper, what are they really getting for their money? Is it really cheaper? Because if they end up having to replace it in a year, is it really cheaper? You know, one of the things that I figured out with the Laura Star at this price, for the last 7 years, I can guarantee you I've bought at least one industrial iron every year. And really, does that make a bunch of sense when I could have had an iron that would have worked for that whole time and been serviced and taken care of? So it's something to think about. So, all right, here we go. We're back to these, and Alice is going to show you that wonderful 12-weight thread. We're going to put some glamour in this, and she's going to show you how to do that.
Well, Margaret had a question. Does that go through the air threader? It's like it goes through it perfectly, and I even tested it.
That's always a good idea.
What you want to do I have little scissors back here? There we are. Always make sure that you trim the fuzzies off the end. Just make sure you have a nice clean end on here. I've got it through my guide. I've got it ready to go. I've set my machine. Watch those little air tubes just close right there. And we always give ourselves some thread. And I'm going to hold it here. Do you see it? Went that fast, right through the looper.
Do it one more time.
I need to see it one more time.
It's really fun.
Get ready?
Oh!
It's really
hard. That fast. And look at there. Look at this. This foot moves. That is, once you get used to that, that is so handy. Because now all your threads can lie under the feed dog or the foot right there. And you're ready to go. I take my tubes back, close it up. And if you know how, when you think, oh gosh, did I get this thing threaded right? If you make a stitch, I'm making a stitch, I threaded it right. Yay!
That
and we're
is
good to go.
Fantastic. And how pretty is that? So all these things that we always want to do, and we're afraid of the threads because they're going to either shred or break on us.
Right.
Well, look at that. That just went together so beautifully.
If I need to change my tension because it's a thicker thread, I might have to change my tension. Depends on the fabric or whatever I'm putting in food, just as easy as plus or minus.
Touching a button.
I don't have to think, oh my heavens, it was on a 4. What does that mean? You know, did I mess it up? No, I want to reduce my tension to let it go through faster, press a button, and it's done. So that's as easy as it is.
And so we've got the mastery classes coming up for our Sergers. We've got all this going on. Do you know that today in Bloomington, it is raining and nasty outside. So you're not gardening today, guys.
Yeah.
You're not gardening. come by, come and see what we've got, because the other thing we've got going on, if you wanted to come back and take a peek, and we're going to go back and say hello to her in just a moment. You might want to let her know we're going to do that, if you don't mind, Alice.
Why don't you show the thread over here?
Oh, I forgot about our thread display.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to first tell you about this, and then we're going to go back and see Robin Phippins, who's here for our Longarm event. So right now, what Dave wanted me to show you is look at these beautiful threads. This is our Aerolock Madeira display. Madeira is made in Germany. It's 100% polyester thread, but what's really lovely about this thread is it is not shiny. It has a matte finish. It is in all these amazing colors. We've got 5 different colors of gray, a couple of blacks, multiple colors of blue, even a couple different shades of purple, which sometimes we don't get. So there's lots of neutrals, there's lots of beautiful things here. And these variegateds, what I really like about them, the overwhelming majority are very subtle. They don't go from one color to the next with looking extremely stripy. Sometimes what happens with variegated threads is they tend to look stripy. And you know what, you can really tell which ones are going to be stripy. These, when they have multiple colors in them, they tend to be a little bit more stripy. But these tend to have a much more, the variegation is much more subtle. And so when we've quilted quilts with them, those just having the shades of blue to purple was really delicate and very beautiful. And the thread is nice and strong. We've had no problems with thread breakage. And again, you saw what Alice showed you with that jacket. It can be used with your decorative stitches on your sewing machine. It can be used for decorative stitches on your Serger overlocker machine too.
And Margaret,
so using that covers.
Online?
You can buy all of this online, guys. It's right there and ready for you. So just go ahead and put in Arrow Quilt and you are going to find it, or Aerolock for the Serger thread. Now we're going to go back here now and say hello to Robin. Robin has got a class right now that she is doing for someone who is interested in our Pro Longarm machine, and we've got it set up for her. Yesterday we did a quick video on some of her stuff, but I want to make sure we get a chance to say hello and do all these wonderful fun things. Now, yesterday, one of the things that we didn't maybe show you was, look at this done on vinyl. Our long arms will sew on vinyl, guys. This is gorgeous. If you wanted to do a lightweight leather, that would work. These are samples that Robin brought in. If you want to come by and see them, I'm sure she won't mind you looking at them. Then we've got this beautiful panel where she used a metallic thread that kind of looks like glamour. I think that might be glamour. And then she used another yarn right here using a couching foot. Did you know that on our long arms, you can use our other Bernina feet? If they are a free motion foot, they will work on our long arm. You can also go ahead and use regular sewing machine needles. That's not common with other brands. All right, let's go over and say hi to Robin. Oh, look how beautiful this is, Robin. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. This is an Amanda Murphy wide back, isn't it?
Yes, yes. This is actually a free pattern that you can get on Benartex, and just go to your local dealer so they can get all the fabric for you. So yes. This is the Amanda Murphy Frolic Bloom fabric line, and what I did with this quilt is these are some of the techniques you can do with the Bernina with the Q-matic system. So what I did in the center was I did an edge to edge, all in the center, and then for the flying geese and the squares, I used the Q-matics and used my markers and boundaries and dropped these patterns in to let them stitch out individually. So we did a whole custom quilt with the Bernina Q-matics. So this is fun, but I always tell all my new long arm people, let's start with that edge to edge and let's master that. I can promise you, after you've completed 2 quilts edge to edge with the Q-matic system, that you will have it down to a science. So if you're available, stop by today. I would love to meet you and talk about quilting because it is my passion.
We had some customers come in yesterday and we were in between our 2 different sessions, and I think they had a ball because we were able to talk about all these different things.
Yes.
The beautiful kind of quilting you can do with a Bernina. And you know, there's just so much more to the long arms than you think.
Absolutely.
So we are here today.
And we've got the Pro, the Studio, and the sit-down model set up.
We do indeed.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
already set up and ready for you to see what they're doing. We've even got some couching on this one over here, the Studio frame. And you know, right now we are getting ready to go into May. And even if you didn't sign up for our event this time, what I will tell you is May is going to be Long Arm Month.
Yeah.
So there's some really exciting promotions coming up for those of you interested in long arming. And we've got accessory items. We've got all these different things. And did you know when you buy a sewing machine or a long arm here that you get 20% off of any of your other purchases?
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
It's something I try to do as a special gift to my customers. When you purchase something, I want to make sure that you are going to be happy with what you got. And it always makes it more fun when you have the accessories.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. We are going to get going here because it is 9:56 and we have to open the shop here in just a moment or two. Where are you? I hope you will come and visit. It's kind of a rainy, gloomy day. It's a perfect day to come visit the University of Sewing.
It is.
Everybody have a wonderful Friday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for Facebook Live.